Hi guys and welcome to C3 Numerical Methods. The plan of action today is number 1, showing you how to rearrange to get x equals, number 2, to work on iterations, number 3, to look at sign changes, and number 4, to use suitable intervals to find a root to a certain number of decimal places. This is easy. Do not lose silly marks on this, guys. Right, the first one that I'm going to do today is I'm going to rearrange 2x cubed minus 3x add 4 equals nothing to get x equals the cube root of 3x minus 4 over 2. Now, the trick to these is to look at the answer before you start, and then that will give you ideas of what to do. So, as I can see, I have got 3x minus 4 in the answer. So, the first step I would take is to get 3x minus 4 on the other side, like so. So I basically get 2x cubed equals 3x minus 4. Then it quickly becomes apparent what I need to do. I need to x cubed alone now, so I can cube root it later. So I half it to get 3x minus 4 all over 2, and then I cube root it to get 3x minus 4 over 2. 3 easy marks there, I think. Now we're going to rearrange the same one again to get 2x cubed minus 3x add 4 equals nothing to get x equals 2x cubed plus 4 over 3. Now, as you can see in the answer, I've got 2x cubed add 4, but I'm dividing by 3. So the first step I would do is I would do 2x cubed add 4 equals 3x. So I bring the 3x to the other side. Then I basically divide by 3. So 2x cubed add 4 over 3 equals x, and that is my answer. Right, going to number 3 now. Rearranging 2x cubed minus 3x add 4 equals nothing to get x equals minus 4 over 2x squared minus 3. So I'm looking at the question and looking at the answer, and I can see in the question I've got cubed, but in the answer I've got squared. Now, I've got a minus 4 in the answer, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to rearrange to get the minus 4 on the other side, and then that might give us an idea or two. Now in the answer I've got 2x squared minus 3 rather than 2x cubed minus 3x, so I'm going to factorise. Seems a bit radical, but let's go with it. So 2x squared minus 3 equals minus 4. Ooh, look what's happened. Exciting times. X equals minus 4 over 2x squared minus 3. Awesome. Now the last one is supposedly the hardest one. It's one of my faves. Rearrange 2x cubed minus 3x add 4 equals nothing to get x equals the square root of a half bracket 3 minus 4 over x. Now what happens here is I've got a square root at some point, but as you can see, I've got 4 over x. And not even just a 4 over x, I've got I've got minus 4 over x. So I'm going to have to at some point divide by x. I'm going to have to at some point minus the 4. So what I'm going to do is divide by x straight away. So I write 2x squared minus 3 plus 4 over x is nothing. Now I'm going to have to square root at some point. So I reckon let's get the x squared alone so we can square root it later. So we do 2x squared equals 3 minus 4 over x. Let's half it, and we can see here that it's looking more and more like the answer I want. So we half it, and then I square root it to finish off. So half bracket 3 minus 4 over x. And I can't see there being any other type of rearrangements here. Right, now I'm going to show you a typical question before I finish it. Now f of x is 3x cubed minus 2x minus 6. Show that there's a root for f of x equals nothing between x equals 1.4 and x equals 1.45. So I'm going to type in 1.4 into my calculator. I'm going to type in 1.45 into my calculator here. So let's have a look. So type in 3 times 1.4 cubed. Okay, minus 2 times 1.4 minus 6. And I get minus 0.568. Now when I type 1.45 in, I'm going to take a bit of a shortcut here, change that to 1.45, to 1.45, and I get here 0.245875. So basically, in between 1.4 and 1.45, I'll have my answer of 0. So basically, I say there's a sign change. Okay, and that indicates a root between 1.4 and 1.45. And that will get you 2 or 3 marks depending on the question. Now I'm going to show you an iteration. So what we're going to do is we're going to use xn plus 1 is the square root of 2 over xn plus 2/3. And I've got x naught is 1.43. Now this is quite possibly the easiest thing on A level, and I very rarely see people get it wrong. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, what I'm doing here, start again. So I'm going to type in 2 over 1.43 plus 2/3. Okay, and that's my iteration. So the 1.43 comes from x0, and I get 1.437, and I want 4 decimal places, so obviously that's 1.4371. Now what I do now is I basically do the same, but I put answer. So 2 over answer plus 2/3. It's one of the most radical things you can do in C3. One of the most enjoyable and satisfying things as well, I think. So here, when you do that, you can just keep pressing equals and it gives me my iterations. So I get 1.4347 to 4 decimal places. And if I do it again, press equals, 1.4355. That's too much fun for my liking. Right, so that gives me 3 marks. So on this page so far, I've got 6 marks. And I don't feel like I've really made much effort, really. Right, now, show the root is 1.435 correct to 3dp. Now, even Mr Boyle got this wrong, because he just kept on pressing equal on the calculator. That's not good enough, because the exam would expect to use a suitable interval at this point. Now, a suitable interval is basically proving that the answer is 1.435. So you basically put in 1.4345, 1.4355, and you're looking for a sign change to indicate the root. So I'm going to put in 1.435 into the original equation. So let's go back to trusty calculator here. So 1.45345 cubed. Don't really need the brackets. Take away 2 lots of 1.4345. Take away 6. And I get minus 0.013. Now you can see how close it is to the root there, because it's really close to 0. So 1.4345 is really close to the root. And now if I go back to calculator, change it to 1.4355. Wait for it. Oh, it's positive, which is excellent news here. This is live, so if I made a mistake, would it be too enjoyable for me? So here I've got between minus 0.0, minus 0.013, 0.00323. So there's a sign change. Okay, which indicates a root between 1.4345, 1.4355. So the answer has to be between 1.4345 and 1.4355 for the root. So the answer must be 1.435 to 3 decimal places. It's a nice smiley face, and that's the topic done, guys.